am starting a podcast slash YouTube channel called The Scarlet Riot. The mission with The Scarlet Riot is going to be to shine some light on topics that typically get buried or misrepresented in the media, specifically within adult entertainment in the industries that are kind of an umbrella under adult entertainment. We're going to be covering the political, cultural, and historical realities of the adult industry and what it means to us today as modern workers. And we'll be talking about the female struggle throughout history and today. And if you might be wondering who's we, well, I have a lot of friends in this industry under the umbrella of the adult industry who have a lot of stories to share. Like, we have a lot of stories to share. So I'll be sharing advice, slash we will be sharing advice on aftercare, self-care, sexual wellness, mental health wellness, before, during, and after working in the industry. And we'll also just be touching on current, relevant cultural discussions around feminism. The goal with the Scarlet Riot is to change your opinion on S-work. I want to change your opinion on how you feel about people who work in the industry, challenge your biases that you may have, and try to advocate for total decriminalization of S-work. And anytime you see a woman being demonized in the media for her sexuality, that's something that the Scarlet Riot is going to talk about. Not all in support of. Don't worry, there's going to be plenty of nuance, plenty of support, and pushback on the choices that women make and how they portray themselves and how they carry themselves and how the media portrays them as well. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about, which is why I'm keeping it pretty broad, but within the realm of feminist thought and feminine struggle. I myself am an erotic professional, and I've been working in this industry for, I guess I started 7 years ago when I was 19. And that's a whole topic for a video on how I feel now since starting at such a young age. Like, if I regret it, if I could go back and wait a little bit longer, would I do it again? What are the regrets that I do have? Is there anything that I would say to young people who are thinking about getting into the industry regardless of your gender? And on that, on the gender topic, I want to be completely clear that this is a channel that believes that trans women are women, and you are included in this conversation if you find yourself within that category. But then they also don't get included in the conversation when women are talking about the industry, because they're not women and they wouldn't understand and they wouldn't face the same struggle or backlash as a born and assigned female at birth person would. I just don't believe that. The Scarlet Riot doesn't believe that. I am open to conversations about it, though, if you have a different perspective. That's kind of what I want this to be. I want it to be a conversation, not just content. And so the comments probably going to be riddled by some of you disagreeing with some of my takes. And that's okay. That's what I want. I want this to be a conversation. And you have to say your view out loud in order for it to be challenged. And I'm gonna challenge your view. And I hope that you challenge mine. I want everyone to keep in mind that our perspectives are formed through many factors throughout childhood, psychological, emotional, physical, and environmental impacts will affect our perspective on the world and our worldview and how we view things and see things and how we shape our morals. And that's okay. And since we are all beautiful snowflakes and not one of us is like the other, it's totally possible for someone to have a wildly drastic perspective than me and it not be wrong. It is not wrong to disagree with me. I am just here to advocate for people in the industry who are unheard, to push for better working conditions for exotic dancers, for example, and also for brothel workers in certain countries. I mean, I'm just advocating for the struggle and pushing for full decriminalization because this protects people from trafficking. And that's a video that I will make if you want to hear more about why I believe that. And so yeah, I'm actually working on a video about Bonnie Blue and the controversies surrounding her. And as a fellow OF model myself, how do I feel about what she's doing, what she's platforming? Do I agree with it? Can she sit with us? Spoilers, she can't sit with us. She doesn't represent us. I'll be discussing things like personal responsibility, and is it someone like Bonnie Blue's responsibility to educate the masses on sexual health practices? Spoiler, it's not, because she's not an educator. That's a big point in the video that I'm going to be making. And I think more people within the OF industry need to be talking about that, but specifically with that video I'm going to be doing, we're going to be talking about the men, because the men will be a heavy topic in all the videos that I cover, because they're almost always at the root of this sort of discourse. There's always some fault that lies with the men, and I'm not a man hater, I'm not. I'm just a patriarchy hater, and the patriarchy enslaves us all, men included, so keep that in mind whenever you're watching my videos. I'm going to be talking about all that stuff and much more. I'll be filming some day in the lives as someone who is a cam girl, OF model, video creator, and I also take clients, not in-person clients. I want to say that I am not an escort. So if you are someone who does full service, I would love to hear from you. I have some friends who are, but they're hesitant about coming on, publicly to speak about it. So we'll get there. If you're a stripper, an exotic dancer, a burlesque performer, cabaret, if you do something, if you're a cam girl, OF model, in that realm, Fansly, all those other websites, if you create content, if you take personal girlfriend experience clients, anything like that, and you have some interesting points that you would like to make, or something that you feel is not being portrayed or spoken about enough in the media, please email me at scarletriot.info@gmail.com and send me your submissions and tell me who you are, what you do, and even if you are a musician or an artist of any kind that uses your body as a brand, to me, you are a sex worker, okay? That's a hot take. That's a hot take, and some people might agree with me, some people might not. So yeah, that's my little bit of a rant. That's my introduction to the channel. I will be here August 1st, mic'd up, dolled up, glammed up. Maybe I'll do something different with the background. You can let me know. But this is a little introduction to my channel, and I hope to see you on August 1st.